Bienvenidos a Violentos o Macabro Podcast. Yo soy Ali.
Y yo soy Dee.
Y hoy Dee nos contará de un caso que sucedió en Las Vegas, Nevada.
On a summer morning just outside Las Vegas, hikers stumbled upon a heartbreaking scene. The body of a young boy abandoned in the desert. For days, investigators didn't know who he was, calling him only Little Zion Doe. But when the boy was finally identified, the truth sent shockwaves throughout 3 different states. This is the tragic case of Liam Husted.
Advertencia: la información de este caso puede ser desencadenante para algunos. Tenga en cuenta que algunos de estos casos pueden involucrar menores de edad, abuso, violación o violencia. Escuchen con precaución.
Warning: the information on this case can be triggering to some. Please be advised that some of these cases may involve children, abuse, rape, and violence. Listen with caution.
On the morning of May 28, 2021, just outside of Las Vegas, a group of hikers set out to do a trail at the Mountain Springs trailhead. But their adventure came to a shocking halt when they stumbled upon a scene they would never forget. The lifeless body of a little boy left naked and abandoned in the desert. Investigators were horrified at what they discovered. They didn't know who he was or how he had gotten there. For days, the child was known only as Little Zion Doe. The FBI even offered $10,000 in rewards for the answers of who he was and what happened to him. But the question still remains: who was this little boy and how did he end up here? The mystery didn't last long. On May 28th, just hours after the hikers made the gruesome discovery, investigators began to piece together leads. They released a sketch and an enhanced image of the boy to the public, while also working with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in hopes that someone would recognize him. By June 1st, concern had grown in California. That day, Nicholas Husted walked into the San Jose Police Department to report his son and his wife missing. He explained that on May 24th, while he was at work, his wife, Samantha Moreno Rodriguez, had left their home with their 7-year-old son, Liam. Nicholas shared that Samantha had left a voicemail. In it, she told him that she could no longer continue their relationship, and that she was leaving with Liam to start a new life. At first, Nicholas admitted that he didn't feel the need to report the disappearance. He thought that there was nothing to worry about, and he didn't want to get her in trouble. He believed that they would eventually reconnect and talk about where she was moving and how they would continue to co-parent together. But as the days passed, with no word from Samantha, his concerns grew. And by June 1st, he decided to report both his son and Samantha missing. Just a few days later, on June 4th, a breakthrough came. One of Samantha's friends in San Jose saw the sketch of the unidentified boy in Las Vegas and immediately thought that he resembled Liam. Mind you, during this point in time, nobody knew that Liam was missing. Nobody knew that Samantha was missing. So the friend just assumed that that looked like Liam. She didn't know that Samantha wasn't in San Jose at that time. Authorities quickly reached out to Nicholas and asked for a DNA testing to confirm. The results confirmed what no one wanted to believe. The young boy found in the desert was 7-year-old Liam Husted of San Jose, California. But how did Liam end up in Las Vegas, and where was Samantha? Authorities quickly shift their focus, finding answers. Samantha's photo was released to the outlets and shared across the United States. Search had intensified for her. Investigators hoped that locating her would finally reveal what had happened to Liam. Investigators began tracking Samantha's movement using license plate readers and database records. Authorities were able to track her car as it traveled from North California down to Southern California and eventually Nevada. They determined that after leaving San Jose, Samantha and Liam were spotted in Laguna Beach. By May 26, the pair had been placed in Victorville, California. The following day, on May 27th, they checked into a hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. But the trail didn't stop there. Just one day after Liam's body was discovered, on May 29th, Samantha's car was tracked to the east side of Colorado. Detectives also looked into digital records. Nicholas provided them with email accounts connected to both him and Samantha. And investigators uncovered an additional account that Samantha had secretly made. And that account had shown that she had booked a reservation in Colorado. Sure enough, surveillance video from May 31st captured her checking into a Denver area hotel. And this time, she was alone. On June 8th, Samantha was found in Denver, Colorado, with an unidentified man. Police determined that Samantha had just met him when she arrived to Denver. He had nothing to do with what happened to Liam, and Samantha was then arrested. According to court testimony, Samantha told investigators that Liam was on the autism spectrum, and she often felt exhausted trying to keep up with his energy, especially at night when he struggled to fall asleep. She claimed that one day she decided to take Liam on a hike after traveling with him for the last couple of days in order to, get his energy out and hopefully calm him down so he could fall asleep at night. At some point during the outing, she admitted that she was frustrated and she just pushed Liam and he fell. He struck his head and began to scream louder than she had ever heard before. In what she described as a moment of desperation, Samantha said she panicked and chose to strangle Liam. She admitted... What? I know. Yeah, I was even shocked. I was like, that's your first reaction?
Right.
That was according to her testimony. She admitted it lasted for nearly 15 minutes until he stopped moving. After killing her son, Samantha removed his clothes and left his body in the desert. According to Fox 5 Las Vegas, she later explained in a court that she had seen crime shows suggesting that removing clothing might make it harder to link her to the murder. The next morning at 7:45 a.m., hikers came across Liam's body at Mountain Spring Trail. I know.
Her logic is... it pisses me off that there's these people become parents.
And like a part of
so
I know. A part of me really gets aggravated at this because I'm like, yes, your son is autistic. He has certain, needs and stimulations that he has to work through in order to find a balance on, how he can react to trying to sleep or trying to,
right,
release his energy and all these things. And I understand parents get frustrated and
Definitely.
choose to, react in certain ways, but strangling your son for 15 minutes to make him stay
Christ.
quiet does not make sense.
That should not be your first thought. Like,
exactly.
I'm gonna kill my son. No.
Exactly. And in like to me, it makes no sense. Like, I'm like, you knew your son was autistic when you left your husband. You drove for days with your son in the car. And you knew that this sort of change can make him react a
Can
certain
affect
way.
them. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And you decided to take him on this trail, which is good, take him on the trail, have him walk it off, release that energy. But you are already frustrated with him. You are already upset. Like, this makes no sense why you need to do the things that you do and try to justify it in a certain way. It makes no sense to me at all. And like, I personally have my little cousin, he's autistic and he has ADHD. So he's a very hyper kid, constantly jumping off the walls, running, screaming, playing, all these things. But never in my wildest thoughts have I ever thought, I need to do this to him to calm him down. No, you find your way out of this. You find solutions. And I get it. Many articles had said that she was a stay-at-home mom and she dealt with him a lot and all these things. So I'm just like, you knew these type of changes would cause this effect. And yet you put him in this situation, took him on this road trip, and yet your only solution you had to calming him down or make him stop screaming was strangling him.
It's like, okay, si lo empujaste out of frustration. We're not justifying that, which she did. But if she pushed him, y él se pegó and he started crying more, in that moment, she should have been like, oh shit, I just hurt my son. Let me go take him and make sure that he's okay and he's not bleeding.
Yeah.
But like, no, I'm going to strangle him so he can shut up. Like, it just infuriates me that was, lo hubiera dejado con el papá. If she wasn't happy with Nicholas, lo hubiera dejado con el papá y se hubiera ido ella sola.
Exactly.
Like, why take him then? For them, change is a big thing. Les cambias una cosita, and for them, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So imagine going from city to city, town to town, and in a car.
Yeah, especially because his dad's not with him. So, for him, it's like, you're taking me out of my comfort place, out of my home, taking me on this road trip. My dad's not with us. I'm scared. I don't know what to do with what's happening to me. And he reacts a certain way. So to me, it's frustrating to comprehend this thing that this mother did in order to make him stop screaming. I don't get it. I will never get it.
No. I can understand her not being patient, right? Because it takes a lot of patience and adjustments and moving things around to work with them, and it takes a lot of effort, right? But there's support out there, and this is not the answer. Like, I understand where her, se desesperó, because it's a lot, but to go to that, like, to hurt your child that way, no, that's no.
To me, that is never the answer. That's never the solution.
No.
But for her, she at that moment felt it. And I know, I get it. People snap, people react a certain way, but
it's that whole thing, that aftermath, right? He grita, and I'm gonna strangle him because he's screaming. I'm just gonna strangle him, and not just that. I'm gonna leave my son here naked. Que lo agarren los animales aquí under this weather. Like,
in the
I'm
desert.
just gonna leave him there in the desert. I'm just gonna leave his lifeless body there para que lo agarre cualquier animal que anda ahí.
Yeah.
Like,
it's wrong in so many levels.
Yeah, these cases with parents that do this to their children, they always piss me off.
I completely understand. Samantha Moreno Rodriguez eventually pled guilty to murder and child abuse. On November 2020, at the age of 36 years old, Samantha Moreno Rodriguez was sentenced to 20 years to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after serving 28 years. The court may have provided answers, but no sentence can repair the loss of Liam. At Liam's vigil, his father Nicholas addressed the community. He said, quote, "The last 29 days have been unbelievably difficult for me to comprehend. I've finally come to terms with the fact that I'll never get more hugs and kisses from him. But it's still hard for me to fathom how much pain he was in, how confused and scared." He added through tears, quote, "He didn't deserve any of this. And that's the hardest part, knowing I wasn't there to protect him." Liam was described by his family as a bright, energetic, and mischievous boy. His father, Nicholas, called him his little apprentice, always by his side, helping him cook and build projects. Liam was curious, fearless, and had a giggle that could light up a room. Though he had been diagnosed with autism, Nicholas described Liam as brilliant. A boy who's learned how to swim by the age of 2, who was eager to try new things, and who loved to figure out how the world worked. To those who loved Liam, Liam wasn't just a child, he was an angel. During Liam's vigil, Nicholas asked that anyone wishing to honor Liam could do so with donations to the Asperger Autism Network, keeping his son's memory alive through love, support, and advocacy. Liam Husted was just 7 years old, a bright, fearless little boy whose life was stolen by one person who was supposed to protect him. His story is a painful reminder of a lasting damage caused by betrayal and the unimaginable grief families are left to carry. Though Samantha Moreno Rodriguez now faces life in prison, no sentence brings Liam back. What remains are the memories of a child described as joyful, brilliant, and full of promise. This is the tragic case of Liam Husted.
I wouldn't think any mother would want to have anything to do with their child's death. That's very disturbing. In passing, I never seen anything like her being mean or aggressive towards.
Taking Liam's life in a matter of minutes and leaving his naked, lifeless body on a hiking trail. Determined to start a new life in another state as if nothing happened. A helpless child of 7, completely dependent on her for care and nurturing, instead became a victim. Why didn't she call me for help? I'm left wondering how he suffered his last day and how scared he must have been.
I just can't imagine that last image he had of his mom doing this to him.
It's
like that it breaks my heart to just imagine the fear and the pain and the thoughts this little kid had.
Yeah. I completely understand what you're feeling, because that was the same thing that I thought of when I first read the story. Was he's screaming in agony and loud in this desert, and the last thing he sees is you strangling him. To me, it's something that I can never picture a mom ever doing to her child. And for minutes, more than 1 or 2 minutes, for like 15 solid minutes, this child only saw his mother strangling him.
She had time to stop.
Yeah. To like catch herself and be like, what the hell am I doing?
What the fuck am I doing? Yeah. Like, just.
Yeah. And to me, it's like the dad is thinking, I'm going to be happy with my son, co-parent, we split up, it's fine. Like, I'm going to see my son. And the fact that he's never going to see his son is so tormenting. And she also had time to call him during those couple of days that Liam was with her.
Yeah, like,
and just tell him, like, hey,
yeah.
I can't be with Liam right now. But she didn't. And I wish there was more information about her and like why she did this or what she had to say. But through many like interviews and stuff, like, she hid her face. She didn't want to be heard by the public, didn't want to be seen by the public. So we don't get to see her part or why she did this. And, it's fine. But at the same time, it's like, you kind of wish you knew why. Why didn't she call Nicholas during this time? Why did she take Liam with him if she knew that she couldn't handle it? She has 7 years of living with this little boy with autism. She knows the signs. She knows what affects him, what things like he does when like he's frustrated or angry. And it's like, why didn't you just leave him with his dad, you know? And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, and I will never understand these type of cases. As much as I wish I can make these things stop, I can never understand how a parent, especially a biological parent, can do such things to their child. It's heartbreaking. But anyways, that was the case of this week. We really want to know your thoughts regarding this case, your comments. If you had known about this case, anything that has to do with discussing anything in the matters of this case, if you yourself have autism or have a child with autism, like, do you feel any sort of connection to this, or you know, just talk to us about it. Personally, like I said, my little cousin has autism, so I can talk as a first-hand situation dealing with him, and sometimes. So I would really like to know. There was an interview that was done by, I think it was KRON News, that talked to a mom that had a child with autism, and she went to leave flowers at a memorial for Liam. And she even talks about how difficult it is to be a mom with a child with autism, but how she felt incredibly bad for the mom because of how she reacted, but also mourning Liam's death. So like, I would really like to see if anybody has any comments regarding to, having a child with autism and the difficulty of it. Because it's truly one of those things that's like, we're still learning how to, how autism works and how, kids are affected by it, how they grow up with it. And like, to me, it's one of those topics that I would really like to focus on and want people to like speak out on it and see what they have to say. So
support is out there.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Because it needs a child going through autism, they need the support. They need the behavioral therapist. They need help in schools. Like, they need that support, and the help is out there.
Yeah,
if,
definitely.
I would say if you have concerns, or your child is presenting with certain symptoms, talk to their primary doctor. See if they can refer them to get assessed at like the regional center. Try to get the support because it's out there. Don't wait until your child is older, right? Get the help that you can when they're young.
Yeah, definitely. I also I know that I will include the link to the Asperger's and Autism Network in the description of this episode. If you do need any like research or anything that has to do with autism, I know that there's many more websites, but like, this is the one that was mentioned in the article, so I will leave that link in our description if you need to find details in regards to this case. But yeah, like I said, resources are out there, and right now autism is a really hot topic politically, and people are talking about it, and like how people, kids are born with it. It's a whole mess. But I do want people to understand that, even if kids like are autistic and are in the spectrum, there's help out there, there's resources out there, and there's ways that you can navigate this. And it's possible to, not feel alone. Because I also know that there's a lot of groups that talk about autism and how it is, and that like helpful tips of like raising a kid with autism. So if needed, the resources are out there, and I will provide that link in the description of this episode so you can have it. And if you need more resources, we can try and find any for you. But again, the section is open for you guys to talk about it and discuss it. You can follow us on our social media platforms. We have Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitter, or X as it's known now, and Blue Sky. You can all find us through the social media platform, username at SVSM_podcast. Again, that's at SVSM_podcast. Or you can find us on Facebook as Surveillance Macabro Podcast. Just type that in the search bar and our page should pop up. We also have a YouTube channel that you can check the visual representation of this episode. Just type in Surveillance Macabro Podcast or SVSM_podcast and it should pop up as well. We have a few videos on there of our past episodes and our story reels, or no, not stories, YouTube stories, or whatever it's called.
Shorts?
Yes, thank you. And I'm the one that works in this field. Thank you. You can look for it there. You can see the episodes, the clips, and they'll guide you to the proper episode. And then if you want to listen to the 155 episodes that we have currently, you can go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you stream podcasts. Just type in Surveillance Macabro Podcast and we should pop up. And if we don't, let us know and we will try to push our podcast that way by incorporating into our whole little system that we have going on. But yeah, anything else? Am I forgetting something?
No, you're not. You're good.
I always feel like I'm forgetting something.
No, you covered it all.
All right, awesome. But yeah, happy October. We're finally in spooky season.
Finally.
How are you guys celebrating? What are you guys doing? What kind of haunts are you doing? I want to know. Especially me. I want to know. Lupita too. Whatever. But if you want recommendations on films that you should watch during spooky season, Que Spooky Podcast has a list of spooky movies that you can stream or watch, which is fascinating. I love it. There's also another one called At Sluts of Halloween. They also have different movies that are on different platforms that you streaming platforms that you can watch, so that's fun. What else? I know that there's a Instagram account called Coffee and Crime. I might be butchering that, but they also have a list of books that you can read during spooky season, focused on spooky books. Also, Latinos that write spooky books too. So,
Nice.
We'll post those on our stories on our Instagram if you want to check those out. And it's a lot of fun. Good ways to celebrate spooky season. And with that, our costumes are coming through. We have 3 officially made. There's 2 left. But we are rolling those out every Friday leading up to Halloween. So if you want to see our costumes and comment on how silly we look, go to our Instagram. We'll have them up there.
We try, okay?
We really do try. We really do try. They're a little bit quirky, they're a little bit funny, but we have fun with them. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
I think you're good.
I think I'm good.
You are.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
Okay, awesome.
You covered it all. Yeah.
We celebrated our 4-year anniversary the other day, so that was fun. And again, thank you guys so much for listening to us. We really appreciate it. And other than that, I think that's it. I feel like I don't have anything else.
No, you're good.
Okay, we're good.
It's your anxiety trying to
tell me that something's wrong. Yeah.
But
good. With that said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for everything that you do. We truly, truly, truly appreciate it.
We love you all.
We love you guys. Sorry there wasn't an episode last week.
I'm like como Walter Mercado.
Sorry there wasn't an episode last week. I was busy, so I apologize. And I also had my COVID vaccine and my flu vaccine, so that screwed up the week.
Oh,
I know.
What a fun cocktail.
Both in one day, so that was great. But yeah, anyways, sorry and apologize in advance. But you did get an episode this week, so congratulations on you.
Congratulations on you.
Congratulations on you.
You did it, dude.
I did it. But yeah, with that, I think that's all. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you guys next week.
Próxima semana. Woohoo!
Bye. Stay spooky.
Adios.
Boo. Bye.
Boo.